Snowball,
the channel for games, guides, and glitches. If you're a developer or publisher, feel free to contact me at the email, and to my regular viewers, please remember to subscribe, it really helps me out. Sudden Fall here for running Fable Petite Party. You want to click board game, and then you'll need a second controller. One can be clip and one can be rand, but you want to make sure for the first one both are rand. You can select with the left or right on the D-pad, and then Y to change your outfits. As you can see, there is a nice, good selection to choose from. Unfortunately, there's no drop-down menu, so you can't pick specifically, and you have to cycle and hope for the best. Once the second person ready's up, you can hit the burger button, then select the first board game. We have to play all 3 board games, and I will have timestamps for the mini games, so even if I didn't get the mini game and you got a different one, you can skip ahead to that. Each mini game does have a achievement, and you can play the mini games without playing the board game. They're all unlocked, which is great. So to start with, you want to hit A and A to roll the dice, and then the second person will do the same. And then basically, once both have rolled the dice, it'll randomly select a minigame. So I've cut any minigames we didn't get the achievement in, just to make this faster. There's only 2 minigames I included, and that's just to show the second player won't get the achievements, the host only will. So after the first minigame, you'll get Rabbit Season, and that's for completing a minigame with both players using rand. If you land on the blue space there, that will jump you ahead 2 spots. So for this minigame, we just have to go and use the secret until the achievement pops. This one's called Firefly Catcher. And if you're just after the achievements, it doesn't matter about who catches how many fireflies. You want to head up to the middle here. And once you're at the middle, you want to head to the right and go through this area here. Then continue doing that. You can collect some of the things along the way if you like, but just keep doing that throughout this minigame. If you collect a red one, as you can see, it minuses you, so you want to stick to collecting the bright yellow ones. And that'll get you back to the 80s for using the shortcut 10 times in a single game. So now you can just finish the game up with your second controller or your partner if your partner is playing, like mine. So again, we will roll the dice. As you can see, the blue egg skips ahead 2, as I said earlier. So the fishing one, again, we skipped it because it can be a little bit difficult. About halfway through the level, a goldfish will show up, and your partner needs to catch it, and then you need to steal it. The tricky part is with the game mechanics, you can't control which way the rod is facing, so you need to try and time it so that you grab it at the right time. Again, there'll be timestamps in the description for these. I'm just talking about them while we're playing. So the red circle is a trap, and this basically takes away a turn. It is the same for the lily pad. And speaking of lily pads, we just got the mini game Lilly Hoper. So for this one we have to jump on, I think it's 9 consecutive lily pads without being hit by the bat or falling into the water. The jumping can be a little bit tricky. As you can see, you can fall into the water very easily, so you need to jump. And if you jump on the lily pads, they will disappear, so you gotta be quick. This is the direction I followed. So we jump over here, jump to the right, jump down, down again, right, up, and then right. And then back onto this. That should get you the achievement, even if you fall in the water. As you can see here, hopscotch. Yeah, it's 9 lily pads you have to jump on. That can be very annoying. As you can see, the bat just took away my partner. Use your shadow to rely on for jumping if you're having difficulty. As you can see, my turn was skipped because I was in the trap. So we have the next minigame. So this minigame is Football Frenzy. And so this one's actually quite easy as long as your partner isn't actually trying to cause you trouble. You just have to score, I think it's 3 consecutive goals. Based on the color. So even though we start, say for example, in the white goal or the purple goal, it's not a goal against us to score in that goal. So as you can see here, I was scoring the purple and I got 5 points. So I was scoring the purple again. As you can see, my partner's moved to the side to allow me to do this. When it flashes, it means it's changing color. In this case, it changed to orange. And there we go. That is the achievement, hat trick. If you score a goal in the wrong goal, you lose a point like so. There is a gold ball that will show up. That one, when it does show up, can be fired into any goal. and straight into the lily pad. As you can see, it's another trap that takes away a turn. This is another mini game I actually saved till last. We got it quite often, and we could have done it, but I wanted to have a bit of fun, so it's another one that you won't see until you go to the timestamps. And once the mini game is over and the board game is also over, you'll be taken back to the main menu and you will get the achievement for the board game that we just played. So you can click board game again, and this time we want to go with clip. And again, you can push Y to select an outfit. Remember, it's left on the D-pad, or right, depending on which one you want to hit, and then Y to select the outfit. We can go to glazed grounds. So we will begin like the previous board game and roll the dice to determine where we are. So the first minigame we get is the good one. You need to eat 15 of these carrots in the minigame Grub Galore. You have to use A to get rid of the green ones, and then a combination of I, X, or B while eating to eat them fast. So what I like to do is sit on X and B, and then I can mash between Y and B, or X and B, or X and Y, depending on the combination, as you'll see in a minute. So right here I'm mashing X and Y. Then I get a green one, I hit A. I'm mashing B and X. Then an A, then an A, then B and Y. I got the 3 different ones off the bat, so that was funny. And then basically that's what we do until we've eaten 15 carrots. You have to mash as fast as you can. Should get close to 70, 80-ish points, and that's how you know you've matched enough. As you can see here, gourmet race, eating 15 carrots in a single match. And this will also get you all clips for completing any minigame with all players using clip. So this is one of the instances where we got the soccer minigame, Football Frenzy, and my other half attempts to show you that the second player cannot unlock the achievements, which is unfortunate because this is a pretty good party game. It would have been nice if the second player could also unlock the achievements. As you can see, they got 3 consecutive goals and the achievement didn't unlock. Now we're just having a bit of fun and wasting the time. We're not actually trying to care about where it's going in. That's the gold ball that we were talking about. So you fire that in any goal and you'll get 10 points. So that was attempt 1 at getting the second player achievements. There is a second attempt that I included, just to confirm it with you all. I'll include a timestamp on those, but I'll also include a timestamp just over it in case you don't want to watch. And both of us land in a trap, so the next turn will be a mini game automatically. So this one is the spider jumping mini game. It's called Bouncy Webs. The trick is to look at your shadow, and we have to kill the queen spider, which shows up about halfway through, or I haven't fully determined it, but if you collect a certain amount of eggs, I'm pretty sure she shows up as well. So as you can see, you have a little circle underneath you with your shadow. I rely on that circle to guide me, and you can hold in A to jump further. If you fall down, you'll just respawn at the starting position where you were. There are bombs throughout the level. If you hit one of those, you will die as well. As you can see, here's the spider, so you need to jump towards it with A to go through it. Once you aimed at it correctly, it'll turn pink when it's on its last hit. Right here, and that also gets you a bunch of points for killing it. Along with the achievement, 8-legged highness for defeating the spider queen in Bouncy Webs. Congratulations if you succeeded at that. You don't have to worry about her running away. When she shows up, you have all the time in the level to do it. So this next mini game is a little bit harder to explain. It's called Tempo Trouble, and basically the circles represent where the colors will change, and when you get to the green circle, you have to hit A, aiming at the musical note. It will be green, and if you can time it perfectly to get 100 points, you'll get an achievement. So mine is on the left, and my other half is on the right. So the one to watch is mine on the left. My other half had a hard time with this mini game. As you can see, you have to sort of make judgment calls on which one you think is in the green first. If you can manage to get perfects when they're exactly in the green, That'll get you 2 points, which will help you with the 100 faster. As soon as they turn green, hit A. That is how I've been getting the perfects. And once you get 100 points, you'll get Encore for scoring 100 points or more in Tempo Trouble. So again, we got the lily pad one, which I'm going to skip because you've already seen me do it. I scored 69 points, which I thought was funny. And then I got caught in a trap. So this is the second attempt at my other half, showing you that the achievements don't unlock for the partner, unfortunately, because they will run through the shortcut during this run. I'm going to collect as many of the fireflies as I can while they're doing that.
Yay! Yay!
As you can see, the achievement didn't unlock for them, unfortunately. It would have been cool if the party game unlocked the achievements for the party, but as it stands, it's still a good game. It just means if you want your partner to get the achievements, you have to switch who is the one that's hosting. So with that, that's the second board game done, and we only have one board game left. And then we can go to the mini games, and we can finish off what we haven't got. This is why I suggest the board games first, because the mini games are completely unlocked. There's no need to find them in the board game and then unlock them that way, thankfully. So for this third one, you can be whoever you want. You can be Randy or you can be Clip. It doesn't matter. And then we want to play Daunting Dungeon. Again, we need to roll the start die, so that way we can get the mini games. As you can see, this level's a little bit longer. Out of the three, I prefer the second one. So again, we've seen this minigame twice now, so I'll be cutting it. And again, we both landed in the trap, so that's a turn forfeited, and a mini game. And we got soccer again, so I'm going to skip that one again. Sometimes this happens where you get the same mini games. That's why I recommend the board game first, because then you can just mop up the mini games after. Again, we got another one that everyone has seen, so I'll cut that one. And another one. Didn't have much luck on getting new ones for this one at the start. But that's okay. We're about completing the board game more than the mini games. So for this one, it's called Treasure Hunter. And you have to memorize what image it is and find the treasure. But for the achievement, you want to do the opposite. Don't memorize, or in this case, do memorize which one is the treasure, but don't go for it. We have to find the mimic chest, and let the mimic chest eat us, I think it's twice, or it could be 3 times. So try and memorize what's there. Then when it comes up, try and find the... In my case, it was this chest here. And once the mimic has eaten you enough times, you will get eaten by the mimic twice, and then you can continue this minigame. This is one of the minigames that would be good if you didn't get it during the board game, because then you could just quit once you got the achievement and not have to wait out the timer. But it's okay. My other half was really good at memorizing the chest. In this instance, I was not. And yes, I will admit I stole that one off her, because I saw her going towards that chest and I was standing at it, so I knew that that was the correct one. It's a party game, that's what you're supposed to do. So this time we will show you the fishing one, fishing spree. We successfully did the achievement requirements, we redeemed ourselves. So you can move around like so, and you can even go past your partner and it won't affect them. You hit A to drop the line, and as you can see it moves around to left and right. And once you pick something up, it'll reel itself in, there's no need to do anything else. If you pick up a bomb, it'll explode and you'll lose points. I will show you stealing a fish, but we're waiting for the big fish, that's why we haven't. The big fish will either show on the left or the right. There's no determination of which side, but you'll know the golden fish as soon as you see it, and it shows up at about the 45-minute mark. So right here, we're clearing out some of the fish. My other half has grabbed it, and now I've stolen it, and that is the achievement requirement. And that's all you have to do when they pick up a fish. You just have to push A to steal it. Right here, I think it is. Like so. You can steal any fish, even bombs. And this will be the last minigame of the board game. The car one I'm skipping because I'd rather show you the trick to getting the achievement in the minigame mode over the board game. I came up with a really good method to get that achievement because you have to go through the entire level without hitting anything. So with that, that's the last board game done, and now we can head to the mini games. Yay! So now that we're onto the mini game, we still will need our partner. You can play the mini games alone, but some of them require a second player, so it's easy to just keep a second player going. There's one level in particular where we will be doing it alone. But for this one, we're going to go to Racing Rampage, which was the car game I skipped earlier, because I want to show you the method. This way, so basically you have to move with the left stick and accelerate with the A, and you can let go of A, and this is crucial. So the second player will be ahead, and they will be holding onto the left, and you will be onto the left right behind them, and they will run into everything, and you just have to release the A whenever you get too close. If you hold left like I am, you can actually collect the items without having to worry about touching anything, which gets you more points, if you care about that. It's just something a little bit of fun to do. You will make it with just enough time. Doing this way is the safest and easiest way to avoid hitting an object, because your partner doesn't count against you. Just make sure you stick to the left, because there is objects slightly out a bit, and if you're too far to the right, you will hit them, because that's what your partner can't hit. It doesn't matter if you're first or second. I did this achievement a couple of times, so you can stick behind them the whole way, and you'll still get the achievement at the end. As you can see, we've just got barely enough time. With 5 seconds left. And that gets you Drifting Fable for completing the race without crashing once. Every time you complete a minigame, it will take you back to the minigame mode, where you can select, again, your character. Sadly, it does change your outfit, so you have to find it again if you want the same outfit, which I did find a little bit annoying. So this is Sling Fling. We got this on the first board game, but I skipped it, because we failed. Basically, you have to get 13 bullseyes. A bullseye is 3 points, and it's directly into the chest. If you get 1 point, it's not a bullseye, so try and aim for the chest. Can be a little bit tricky. The bunny rabbit and the turtle move, so you can sit on their chest slightly and then just wait for them to come into it like so. But that does take up time, so it's kind of your call how you want to get these 15 shots. There is even a gold one that will show up occasionally. You have to avoid the bombs, and unfortunately the bombs will get in your way. If the second player shooting does distract you, you can always do it with just one player. And once you get the 15 shots, you will get bullseye for 15 perfect shots in Sling Fling. So for this one, I recommend being one player, Labyrinth Chase. So we have to get Santa 8 times. I prefer Clip, but my other half, when they did this, they went with Rand. The tactic that I went with is to always use A. I found A moves you a little bit faster, and then if you get Santa off screen and just happen to run past him, you'll get it. You have to avoid bombs he drops, so I wouldn't recommend getting directly behind him if you can avoid it. If you see him drop a bomb though, then you can get behind him and safely until you hear the bomb explode. When the bomb explodes, then again, don't get behind him. If you hit the bomb, you will die. And if you die, you will respawn and have to go after him again. Again, we have to hit him 8 times. It's a very difficult one. I actually had to reattempt it a few times. It's the most difficult one in the game. That's why I recommend doing it solo, so you can get the full screen effect. There is an arrow that's red, which helps, but when you're 2 players, you don't get the red arrow. It's more the color of pinkish, and it makes it harder to find Santa. But you want to head in the direction of the arrow. Once you do it, it'll pop during the game. Catch Santa 8 times in a single match. And with that, we can pick my partner back up. So the minigame we'll be doing is Carrot Collector. I have a little trick for Carrot Collector. Basically, we have to carry the carrots to the pit and fall in. If you move your controller in a circular motion and let the ice do the work. I'm not going in a full circular motion here because I didn't need to, but if yours start to bend downwards, then you want to go in a full circular motion. This will then get you the What's Your Step achievement for falling down the hole with all 8 carrots. When playing this minigame, if you want more carrots, most would assume you need to fall down like so, because if you return like my other half did, you won't get the carrots. What you actually have to do is go to the exit on the side of the chest, and then when you go through, you'll have more carrots. I figured I'd show you in case you plan to play the party games with family or friends, because they're pretty good games and I would recommend it. If the bat hits you, you will drop them. There's not really... well, I think it's a bird maybe, but there's not really anything you can do about it. So now we can go to Apple Brew. Apple Brew is an interesting one, so there'll be a golden apple that appears, and you want to be very careful when you get your partner to knock it out of your hands, so that it doesn't land near any of the pots, because if you touch the pots with it, it'll count against you. So I go to about the middle of the area, and have my partner attack me from the sides. At the start, you just want to clear some, so that way you can get to the gold one. So to play this minigame, you take the red to the red and the green to the green, and they will switch between randomly. And there are bombs as well. If you pick up a bomb, you will lose points. As you can see, it switched on my partner just as I was delivering it, so it's quite an interesting one. This is the bomb, and as you can see, it will blow up and cost you time. So don't pick that one. So this is the gold apple right here. So you want to have your partner just kick you with A. This will drop it, and you want to pick it up with A. Again, make sure you don't go near the bowls. You want to do this, I think it's 4 times. Yep, 4 times. And that'll get you Apple of Discord. So drop the golden apple 4 times in Apple Brew. If you want to be quicker once you've gotten the achievement, you can quit the minigame, but we wanted to play the minigames for a bit of fun. Because it is a really well designed minigame. I'm glad Running Fable was turned into this. Seashell Studios had a very good idea. It's a very fun party game. So for this one, we want Trap Stream, sorry. So this one is very quick. I actually do quit out of this one just because of how quick it is. You just need your partner to go up to the water, and then you just got to push A to kick them in. So for this one, what you got to actually do for the mini game is watch what comes down the river, and then walk on the number that you think is correct. If it's incorrect, you'll fall down and die. If it's correct, you'll get the point. And now that I've shown how it works and how to get the achievement, we'll go to the main menu for that one. So for this next one, it's called Hotspot. So for Hotspot, you do require a second person, and to play the minigame, you're supposed to stay in the circle with the bird and avoid the snowballs that fall down. And you have to keep moving position depending on where the bird goes, or bat. I'm not sure. I think it's a bat, but it will shrink over time. So for the achievement, we just have to wait for a snowball to go past. It's close enough that me and my partner can get on it, and that'll get you Snowbros. And that's getting trapped with another player in the same snowball. and then we can head back to the main menu. And then we can get the next minigame, which is Flag Rally. So Flag Rally has a very interesting thing I'll show you. You can drop bombs with A and detonate them with A. So if you're attempting the achievement, it's 5 times I think you need to drop the bomb and detonate it, but the trick is if your partner goes into the bomb without you detonating it, it doesn't count. As you can see here, we'll show you that. That's 3. It's 4. And there's 5. And as you can see, the achievement hasn't popped. I have to push A, like so, when they're in the circle. And if you push A too early, like I just did, you get yourself. Once you've done enough, the achievement will pop in the minigame, Fire at Will, for blowing your opponent up with 5 bombs during Flag Rally. And after that, the achievement for getting all achievements will unlock. Congratulations on your 1000G. Thank you Seashell Studio for the code. And if you want a guide for the first running Fable, I will include a link in the description. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the party game.